Alright, what's up, guys? I am literally doing this because I'm bored, but hey, I thought it might be kind of fun. So, what we are going to do is test Draftism, which, if you haven't used Draftism before, it's actually really cool. I've used it a little bit, so I'm excited to see how this actually turns out because I haven't done every little thing that you can do with this. I thought I would go over it very quickly, though, if you haven't seen it or messed with it at all before. Basically, what it lets you do is test draft, which is really cool. It also lets you do sealed pools, things like that. It has an automatic deck builder, which is pretty interesting. It also lets you view suggested picks, and it goes into details if you'd like to actually look through how this works. I believe it's under the methodology. It sort of uses this 0 to 5 rating on how to actually rate things. Eldrazi, what's up, man? Where's your Emrakul? We'll get there. It's gonna happen. I promise. Yeah, so basically, I just thought I'd sit down with this, give it a shot, and see how we go. There's no plan as to how long this is gonna go, but I just thought it'd be kind of fun. So we'll very quickly test out a iconic Masters draft. Let's just see how this goes. So, I'm not gonna. I mean, I'll do the best I can to try and make smart decisions. And as soon as I say that, my immediate thought is Viscopa Guildmage. But very quickly, let's try the suggestions thing. So this is really interesting. Where does it put the Guildmage? Way down here. Although it has the exact same rating as the top card. We will do another opening, my friend. Don't you worry. But yeah, so I just thought I like the Guildmage. Reevesoul's quite good. Aerialist, I think, is just kind of okay. Sarah Ascendant, not good. So we'll go with Guildmage. And so, from my understanding at least, what this now does is, see, this gets a plus 0.1 rating. Excuse me, just because Abzan Battle Priest is in one of the colors that I picked. Which I think is really cool. So, because we're still in the early game, though, I'm going based off of just power level. Electrolyze is awesome, though probably not the pick. And I like looking down here. This is actually really nice. You can see your picks as well, which is pretty cool. So, I think I'm gonna go Pillar of Flame. We'll see what happens there. This is interesting. So, also not good in draft. Is Sarah a bomb rare? No, not in draft. I mean, it's fine if you're in the life gain deck, but 9 times out of 10, it's just going to be like kind of bad. Unfortunately, Star Compass is always a safe pick. I really like the Defender deck, although it's not what I'm looking to do. Oddly, I kind of like this Child of Night and the Radiant Fountain because Viscopa Guildmage is really good. So I wouldn't mind going into that. Angel of Mercy, also quite... it's decent. It gains you a little bit of life, which is fine. But it's, 5 mana for a 3/3 flyer. Though it does trigger. So let's see, just out of curiosity. They are putting Star Compass up very high, as well as the Infantry Veteran. The Angel of Mercy is up there as well, and I think that makes the most sense. So yeah, we'll take that. Let's see. Also, Eldrazi, how is my audio? I had a very interesting time with audio. It looks like our stream quality isn't great, but hopefully it'll hang in there. Let's see. I like the Maggot. Oddly enough, it's not a card that I used to be excited about, but it's not bad. It also works really well with the life gain strategy, which we are sort of hedging into. Doom Traveler is a resilient card, and Angel of Mercy is fine. Festering Newt actually isn't terrible either. I would say I would pick the Maggot, but let's see. They're saying Gutter Snipe, Maggot all the way at the bottom. Clearly I know how to draft, but I am going to take the Maggot. Let's just do it. Let's see. So Survival Cache isn't terrible. Azorius Charm is quite good. These dual lands are fantastic, kind of all the time. In this case, it's half on color, half not, which lets you kind of splash something if you really want to. Not that there's really, I don't think I've picked a green card. No, I picked Pillar of Flame. So with that in mind, oddly enough, I kind of like the Survival Cache, although I think probably Angel of Mercy is the pick, and it looks like they agree. Azorius Charm obviously has a better rating here. Lag. Oh, sorry, buddy. Yeah, the stream quality isn't great. This is the first time I'm streaming on this actual setup, so I apologize if it's a little laggy. Let's see. We've got a lot of 5 drops, so I think we want to kind of get away from that if possible. I'm tempted actually to pick the Sanctuary. Oddly enough, I know there's no green cards that we want to splash, at least at the moment. But if we get enough of these bounce lands and we pick up a Radiant Fountain, that seems pretty good. This is also decent. It's a defender, which you can, I guess, go into the defender strategy, not in these colors. But, you know, let's actually go with the 3-drop. Let's try it. Here we go. This is great at killing walls. Doom Traveler is just good. It's fine. I don't think it's necessarily the most amazing pick in the world. But the Scorpion. Yeah, let's go Scorpion. Let's try it. Here, I kind of like Guard Duty, and it looks like down here they agree. The Aven is definitely the second pick. This is not playable most of the time. I don't think there's really ever a case that this is super playable. The Basilica is also quite good, though. This is basically pseudo removal, is what it amounts to. This is just an on-color bounce land, which is really good. But I think I'm going to try and take the effective card here. All right. Obviously, this Wield Eldrazi, just to let you know, this is definitely a sign that it's not very playable. Survival Cache or Serra Ascendant, though. This does have lifelink. It's a 1/1 for life with lifelink 4/1, which isn't bad. Azorius Chancery, also worth considering. It looks like they agree that the Serra Ascendant is up there. Yeah, it's not my favorite, but I'm going to take it. Let's see here. Not playing any of these. Electrolyze is fine, but definitely off color both times, so I don't think we can do that. I think we take Haunting Him, even though it's not great. It just costs so much. Here, I think it's definitely Child of Night. Doom Traveler or Festering Newt. I actually like both of these cards. Festering Newt basically is just an effective blocker in the very early game. And if you do get the Bog Brew Witch, it's decent. Doom Traveler is just really hard to kill, honestly. And you can theoretically get through for some extra damage. I think we'll take the Traveler. Let's try it. Here, we still don't have a blue bounce land. At least I don't believe we do. Nope. And this card really isn't bad. You get to rebound it, and you gain life, which triggers, ideally, the second ability on the Guild Mage. So I'm going to take Survival Cache. I think it's fine. Disenchant, good sideboard, Hammer Hand. Okay, pack 2. Let's see what we get. Whew. Talk about a bomb, and yes, it is there. Thundermaw Hellkite. How do you pass that up, honestly? That's so good. It's double red, which is a little tough. If we can get some bounce lands, we could make that work. And I think it's... Hey, Eldrazi, thanks, man. I really appreciate that. He said you guys need more subs and appreciation. We appreciate it. We definitely try hard and do our best to make good content, so it's awesome to hear that you're enjoying it. I think we just take this, right? Like, Binding Mage is good. Student, meh. It's not bad in this deck in particular. Mind Stone's great. Star Compass is fine. The Talisman is actually really good in this deck, but this is just absolute bomb, so let's try it. Let's make that happen. Here, Evolving Wilds is fine. It would help us fix our mana for the Thundermaw, which is great. That being said, though, there's a Reeve Soul, and there's a lot of things that Reeve Soul hits. It's on color. Foul Tongue is also fine. We don't really have enough dragons to make it work, though. I mean, we have the Hellkite, and that's kind of it. So I think Reeve Soul. I'm trying to check down here occasionally and just see what we have. Dragons, yes. Yeah, I mean, they're putting Reeve Soul down here, although it does have a higher rating than almost all the other cards. There's 2 that have a higher rating. I'm going to take the Solid Removal spell. It just seems like the best option there. Where are we? So, things that I wish I had here, by the way. It'd be really nice to see a creature versus spell count. Obviously you can look through and kind of determine what you've got and what you don't have, but I just feel like it would be a little bit handier, maybe, to have that. That being said, it's not the worst thing in the world. Second Reeve Soul, kind of not a bad match. I mean, again, we have a lot of 5-drops already. We have 4, including the Thundermaw. The Maggot is just kind of fine, so I'm not really worried about picking that up. Duress is fine as a sideboard card, but not great. Stalwart Avon, meh. Let's take a second Reeve Soul. Let's do it. All right, so here, this doesn't seem like a bad bet, to be honest, just because it would get us our double red really easily. Radiant Fountain is also okay in this deck. Again, Eternal Thirst, really not playable, unfortunately. I'm going to take the land. Let's do that. Let's make that happen. Here, I like the Noxious Dragon. It's sort of an improvement. Yes, Eldrazi. The rare land's definitely the best. Noxious Dragon seems pretty much like the pick. I don't really think there's any competition for that one. Dragon Bell Monk, not a huge fan. Guard Duty's fine, although I don't know that 2 of them is all that helpful. There's a lot of defenders, so it's like sometimes you hit, sometimes you don't. But it is 1 mana, which is pretty great. Another Maggot. Let's take Guard Duty. Here, how are we on playables? Let's see. We're okay. It's not great. Another Guild Mage would be awesome. I think we'll just take... we'll take Survival Cache. I think most of the time we're going to be drawing off of it, and kind of fills out our curve a little bit better. We don't need 3, that's for sure. This is really just filler, at best. I love this card, but definitely not what we're going for. I think we take Student. It's a 4-drop, which I believe we're a little bit low on 4-drops, so I am kind of okay with that. Let's, just in case, kind of go back down here. Student is up there, as well as these other 2. Survival Cache is fine, it's just we have so many of them, so I'd rather not get too many. A second Student, either that or Darksteel Axe. I kind of like the Axe more than the Student. Yeah, let's do Axe. Also, disclaimer, I am not claiming to be the best drafter in the world. Just want to throw that out there. Here, Dragon Bell Monk's fine. We'll just take Maggot. We'll take a Garrison. That makes the most sense, I think. I don't really like Shimmering Grotto. We'll take a Maggot. Here. Okay. Last pack. Let's see what we get. Hopefully something interesting. Bobble is fine. Windfall, if we were in Mill, would be fantastic. Student's fine. Darksteel's fine. Can't be worse than you. Eldrazi, I would beg to differ, my friend. I am not good at drafting. I guess I'm not terrible, but I'm not great. And yes, I did look down here, and it looks like the Free Blade is what they are considering the best. What I really do like about this system is you get the whole breakdown here. Eldrazi, yeah, Bobble's fine. It's, like, just good, kind of always. It's not an exceptional card, like, it's not going to necessarily help strategies all that much, but it's a really good 0-drop. It also does trigger... student, which, I mean, is important. Here, though, this is just a really good 2-drop, honestly. If we can equip it with our 1 of Darksteel Axe, that also seems good. It's also curve filler, which is nice. So we'll go for that. Ooh, okay, well, I mean, that's about the best card we could have pulled. So, Kakusha, 5/5 flyer. When it dies, each opponent loses 5 life and you gain life to the total loss this way. It's in our colors, it's a dragon, it's black, it's awesome, it's the best card we could have pulled, most likely. So I think it's just definitely the clear pick. There's really nothing else in here. Again, the blade is fine, but Kakusha. Let's see, how are we on dragons? We have 3, so the Foul Tongue, not likely to hit, but it is a decent removal spell. I don't really think there's anything else that I super care about here. So yeah, we'll take Foul Tongue. Second Foul Tongue is a little less exciting. This Angel, though, seems kind of exciting. We're already splashing red. It potentially gains us life, which is good. There's actually 2 of them, which is pretty fantastic. Yeah, I think we'll take the Angel. That just seems like the best pick. Here, don't really care about the Chancery that much. Again, it's fine. All of the bounce lanes are just kind of fine no matter what. As long as they're semi on color, they do get you ahead. Heat Ray is interesting, and I think probably the pick. It's a scalable removal spell, so I think we'll take it. We're already splashing red, so it may not make the cut, but we'll see. Here, probably nothing we're going to play. What would we want to cut? I don't really care about much. We'll just take Mana Leak. Hey, Flusterstorm. I think we'll take the... I mean, it's between these 3. I think we'll take the Scorpion. That seems okay. A second Sarah Ascendant. You know what? Yeah, let's do it. Just because, for some reason, Eldrazi, that Sarah Ascendant keeps coming up. We'll take a Student. The Blade is fine. Servitor. Wow, the Firemane Angel came back. That's interesting. Alright, none of these cards are playing. Okay, so, got through the draft. Again, things that I wish I had. Draftism, I really like it. However, it would be really nice to have like a creature count versus spell count. Again, sort of minor detail, but it would definitely help. Here, let's see. We can view the bots. And so if we click that, it basically lets us see the picks that everybody else made, which I think is really interesting and definitely good to look at. You can see maybe where their priorities are and things like that, why they picked what they picked. For instance, Malfagor, wow, that is a sick dragon deck at that player has. So you can also sort the pool. Let's see what happens. There we go. So just sort of lets us know exactly how much of everything that we have, and it gives us a little bit of an order to it. Those are fine, makes sense. Let's try auto build. Let's see what we get when we auto build. My ideal thing is like black, white, splashing red is what I would consider this. Definitely kind of a Mardu build, life game being the focus. And let's see, so definitely would play those. Probably that. Definitely one of these. Definitely that. This seems a bit ambitious along with these. I might be wrong on that, but I feel like it's a little bit over the top. The Blade is an interesting one. It also put both survival caches in. Interesting. Okay, so let's look through the cards that we have here. Cards that we should have put in. So it didn't put in Kakusho. Did it just go red-white? Yes, it just went red-white, which is fine. I think I would go black-white splashing red, though. Especially with this. This just makes it so much easier. So I would have put in that. Probably Noxious Dragon, the Scope of Guild Mage. I also think our Reeve Soul, at least one of them, would be fine. Foul Tongue. The land. Anything in here that I super care about? Again, if I'm going life gain, I might consider the Child of Night. It's kind of up to player discretion at that point. So what would I take out here? Definitely this. Probably one of these angels. I don't think I'd play that. Definitely wouldn't play Hammerhand. I don't know why that's really there. Trumpet Blast, no thank you. Woo. What does that put us to? 41. Let's see. Probably wouldn't go with the blade. What do you guys think? Probably not. I don't think it's really worth it. So that brings us to 40 cards in total. And I like this a little bit more. So I definitely think the auto build, while fine, it's going to give you a reasonable deck. From this test at least, doesn't seem all that exciting. It's cool that they let you do that though. I like that. Kakusho not being in the deck though seems really weird to me. I don't know why you wouldn't play Kakusho. Yeah, I think this makes the most sense. I would even consider cutting things like at least this Heat Ray here for the second Reef Soul. I like Heat Ray a lot. It's just that if we're going black-white focused, I think that red really needs to be the high-end splash, and with 3 high-end cards in red and then one that's just kind of there. Though it does scale, so maybe you would keep it in. Yeah, I could see that. All right, so things we like. Drafting, not bad. I think the system is fine. It could use a few more details. Overall, though, works just fine. I like that you can see what the bots, you can hide or view the other bots, which I think is really cool. That's interesting as well. That lets you pull out the deck list. I like that too. You can sort your pool, which is also very helpful. I like that idea. And then you can auto build. Auto build, not so sold on. But everything else, kind of not bad. I'm pretty happy with it. What do you guys think? I will be right back. I have something that I have to do very, very quickly, but I will be right back. Alright, sorry guys. That's something I had to take care of very quickly. Again, drafting is really nice. Draftism, I dig it. Let's try Sealed. Let's do Iconic Masters again. The reason I'm doing Iconic Masters, by the way, guys, is just because I don't really play much Standard, so I don't know the sets as well. I just happen to really like Iconic Masters, at least drafting it. As a set, it's not great. So, let's see. We're going to get there? Okay. We got there. So, let's see what we get. Took a little bit longer than expected, but, I mean, it seems to have worked just fine, which is good. I'm just looking through the pool. Obstinate Baloth's pretty sweet. Spirit Monger, that's interesting. Nothing too crazy. So, as we just found out, obviously, you can do Sealed on here. Let's see. You can sort pool again, and you can auto build. So let's see what we get when we auto build out of this. They seem to want to put us in Gruul. So what's in Gruul that we care about? Kiln Fiend is an interesting one to add in Gruul. 3 Pillar of Flames, that's pretty interesting. Fireball and a Heat Ray, also pretty sweet. Coordinated Assault, meh. Not super excited. Enlarge, I'm not super excited about either, to be honest. The Baloth, I don't know if this is good. I really don't think so. Hero's Bane, sweet. Hoarding Dragon's fine, though. If I'm not mistaken, you search your deck for an artifact card, and they put 1 artifact in here. That doesn't seem right. So, that seems okay, but that's really... So the black-green strategy is really the 1/1 counter strategy, in case anybody didn't know. And obviously, like Ivy Elemental, Phantom Tiger, those cards, Hero's Bane, go in that black-green strategy. But in this deck, it just doesn't seem great. Kiln Fiend, meh. I mean, it's fine, but there's really not... I mean, most of this is creature focused. So, let's see. What cards would we have liked to play? So, Corpsejack Menace is, again, that black-green strategy is pretty sweet. Spirit Monger goes in there as well. Timberland Guide goes in there. It's just kind of a good card. Wild Size, meh. Jotty Offshoot is a card I actually really like, funny enough. Let's see. I'm thinking black-green just off of the base of this, obviously. So we'll take a look into our other colors as well, but just off the top. Reevesoul would go in there. Grizzly Spectacle is fine. It's a really good removal spell. Duress, hit or miss. I would say not to mainboard it. Phyrexian Rager is great. Tavern Swindler is great in that life gain strategy, by the way. Obviously, it's a bit of a gamble, but it's actually pretty good. Festering Newt, just good filler. This is great. The Bladewing Thrall in the Dragons deck. As far as blue goes, hey, Chris, what's up, man? How you doing, buddy? We're testing out Draftism right now, just for the fun of it. This video will be going up on the YouTube channel after the fact, so if you're missed any big part of it, you get to go back and look at it. In blue, Claustrophobia is great. Dissolve is good permission. Mana Leak is good permission. Frostlinks is decent tempo. It's not great, but it's fine. Thought Scour is fine. Thought Scour is an interesting card, by the way, everybody. The reason being, in Constructed, you see it most often played in, like, red-blue or, like, Delver strategies, or excuse me, Delver as well as Death Shadow strategies, because it's like, hey, I'll mill myself, get Delve online, or something along those lines. Hey, Chris, yeah, Draftism is just a freebie website that lets you test draft things. It's really, really awesome, actually. So far, there have only been a few faults that I've found that I really care about. For the most part, it actually seems pretty good. But Thought Scour, again, interesting card. In Limited, though, you're not looking to mill yourself. And at least Iconic Masters, you're not, because mill is a viable strategy. And so, because you're playing a 40-card deck, 2 is a lot more impactful than you would think it is. So, not bad. Illusory Ambusher, I love this card. Funny enough, if you watch the Winston draft that Will and I did for Iconic Masters, I drafted one of these and I held it up for like 3 turns thinking it had flying because I didn't read the card. That's an important note, kids. Read your cards. White. What's interesting in white? Judgment is fine. The command is actually great. I like that card. Angelic Accord, man, that is a very all-in card, but it is pretty awesome if you get it to work. Path of Bravery, really good in the life gain strategy. Other than that, it's, you know, not good at all, really. White doesn't look too exciting. Blue looks okay, a little bit better, although, honestly, not that great. There's also no real good pairing. Like, Skywise Teachings is good, but there's no real good pairing with blue that we have, at least. You know, blue-black mill is great, but we don't really have any of the mill stuff, so wouldn't make sense to go through that. Phyrexian Rager. Our Black Suit's decent in the way of removal. I think I would agree that green is like... Green-red is not a bad color combination, though there are a lot of cards that I just don't like. Antuco Shaman, meh, it's okay. It's not really that great. Caravan's fine. Carven, excuse me. So cards we'd cut. Let's just go through that. Kiln Fiend, don't particularly want that in here. The Baloth I don't want. Considering maybe... I like the Battle Rattle Shaman, though not necessarily in this deck. Although, let's see, do we have much trample? Obviously this does. This gives trample, which is nice. So a little bit of synergy there. The Worm has trample, which is fine. Enlarge I definitely don't like. Coordinated Assault I don't like either. So let's see, what would we potentially want in if we were gonna... I would say splashing another color. And in that case, I think it would be black. In which case we'd want that, we want Spirit Monger. We get 2 more to throw in. I think Timberland Guide would be fine. And then I think here, Grizzly Spectacle's good, Reeve Soul's good. What kind of removal are we looking at already, though? Lots of Pillar of Flames. And then, of course, these two. So maybe we don't take Grizzly Spectacle in, just because it's a little bit more demanding on mana. It's a great card, but we have so much scalable removal in the way of the Fireball and the Heat Ray that we don't necessarily need it. I think Reeve Soul makes a little bit more sense. It kind of gets over the 2 damage that Pillar of Flame does, so it gets you a little bit further along. I don't know, though. Most of the time it might be a dead card because we have so much other removal. Greater Basilisk, Death Touch, meh. I mean, it's good, but... I wish we had a couple bounce lands that were on color, though. I would actually consider Wild's Eyes, weirdly enough. I really don't like this card that much, but I consider it. Mark of Mutiny. Gain control. Target end of turn, though. That seems kind of bad. Yeah, let's just throw Reeve Soul. So, again, I think we're seeing the same thing that we saw in the actual draft side of things, that it's not a bad system by any means. It's actually really nice and it works really well. The only thing that I don't like is the auto build feature. They're just decisions like Spirit Monger being kind of thrown out and Corpse Jack Menace that I think I would rather have those in. And, you know, taking that in over something like Kiln Fiend just doesn't really seem like the way to go. So I think overall, great system. It's really, really fun. As you can see, they go back all the way to Dragons of Tarkir, so it's a little bit of a newer system. But they obviously updated for Unstable, so you can actually go through, and I believe they're continuing everything. So any new sets that come out, you'll be able to draft them on here. I did want to check if this will load. It's a little bit slow loading, I've realized. December 7th, they did that. So I like this. You can actually email any comments to them directly, which is nice. They do, of course, have their Facebook and Twitter. And you can donate to their Patreon. So I would suggest, if you use the system and you enjoy it, I think it's something to consider. I'm not going to tell you whether to give them money or not, because that's not really my position on this. But I like the system. I hope you guys enjoy it. Definitely use it for a bit. See what you think and let us know. I use this when a new set comes out just to test draft. And so that's where this actually came from. Just to clarify, Draftism did not contact me in any way. They are not sponsoring this video, nothing like that. It just is something that I thought I'd throw out there. Because, I don't know, I I use this system, so I thought I'd throw it out there for everybody else as well. Definitely, though, if you do enjoy it, let us know and check out their Patreon. At least consider it. Things like this are really important for the community because it allows people to test and try different things and not really feel like they're being pressured into anything. Whereas online, it's definitely a little bit more of a pressured environment, I guess is the best way to put it, where you're against somebody, you actually have to play it out, you actually have to make sure that you're doing the right thing. Here, you just get to try things, and you can take the deck list that they give you and just import it into a deck tester or something like that. Though I would say in this system, I would really like a deck tester sort of inside the system. I think it would make more sense to have that because after you build your deck, obviously you're going to want to test it, and so that just seems like the natural next step. I don't know if they're that far along yet. Hopefully they'll get there, though. As far as the design of the site, not my favorite. It's fine. It's very simple, but I'm a web developer, so that kind of thing sticks out to me. Other than that, though, guys, I like this system. I highly suggest it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this little video. It's just kind of a for fun thing. I thought I'd stream it because, hey, why not? Excuse to stream, right? But if you guys did enjoy it, make sure to like, comment down below any questions, anything like that. If you have something that you'd like us to test, let us know. We'd absolutely love to do it. This is just sort of a fun thing that we thought, hey, it's 2018, let's try new things. It's not 2018 quite yet. It'll get there. Yeah, I think that's it, guys. Thank you for hanging out, by the way, for Eldrazi and Chris, and we had a few other people in and out. I really appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And with that, I think we're going to get out of here for this video.